Hello, and welcome to Solo Champions League Season 7, Round 3. We will be taking on Norman Osbourne and the Green Goblin, Risky Business, on Standard with the Hydra Patrol modular set. And we were given the option of using 4 different heroes with only basic cards. So we could choose Iron Man, Captain America, Doctor Strange, or Quicksilver. And I really enjoy Quicksilver and Iron Man, and Captain America is really good. And so I feel like, if I wanted my, best shot, if I were like a perfect player and I were good at playing Captain America, or exceptional, I would have chosen him for like the most optimal results. But what I was finding is that, I played probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 practice games with him, which is a lot. And I just wasn't able to keep like my health as high as I would like, or the scheme quite as clean as I would like. And um, a lot of people consider this to be a really easy scenario. But I end up finding it's easy to win. It's not like you're gonna lose the scenario very often, but keeping things clean with all of Norman Osborn's like flipping stuff and the damage to me is actually kind of difficult. And so I just found that I wasn't personally able to do that as much as I would have liked with Captain America. So I'm going to set my cameras. So I'm taking feedback, setting up cameras 1 and 2. And so I'm going to use one of my favorite characters, probably my favorite character to play, which is Iron Man. Um, we got this new card called Plasma Pistol, which is a tech upgrade. And since we're definitely going to be playing 2 power in all of us's, that makes it really easy to slap down and get additional hand size. I just really enjoy Iron Man's playstyle. Now, in testing, the problem with running Iron Man in any of these SCLs is that there's always a risk that you get a really crappy roll on turn 1 where you get schemed out. Because generally you want to stay down with Iron Man on the very first turn, because he just doesn't have the hand size to really get up and running. And what I found is that I just don't want to take that risk, right? Because if you flip the first scheme, you lose a ton of points, and so I am not going to take that risk. And because one of the things about this risky business scenario is that, you're not really, if you're in hero form, you're not really in that much danger, until you flip him to his alter ego or to his hero, his villain form from his alter ego form. And so I can honestly sit there and take like 3 turns to get my suit set up before I flip him, and that's fine. I'm not really going to be suffering too much from that. And so I've played a few practice games like that, and yeah, it is really frustrating to see the turn counter go up a bunch while my board state barely does anything. But what I found, I mean, Iron Man, once he gets set up, closes out games really quickly and really cleanly. And so really it's just a matter of, waiting through a few painful first turns while he ticks up some counters, and then you're just kind of Iron Manning him down. And so I was finding that I was ending the game at about as many turns as with like Cap, but with cleaner and more confident board state. So I'm just going to take the trade-off of I know that I can play Iron Man. I know I can play him well, and I'm just going to accept a little bit longer games in exchange for maybe just cleaner boards and just general more fun. I love playing Iron Man. Um, so with all that said, I think we're ready to get into it. Um, yeah, I think we're ready to get into it. So I'm going to shuffle. Oh yeah, I'll notice. Basically, I'm going to mulligan really hard for pepper pots because, especially if I'm sitting here with like 2 or 3 4-card hands, when I flip up turn 1, having that additional resource from pepper pots is going to be even more important than it already is. She's already easily his best card, but it's really important for this slow start strategy we're doing here. So I'm going to mulligan harder for that than honestly most of his tech upgrades. So without further ado, shuffle these one more time, and let's get into it. I'm going to draw 6 cards. I said I'm going to draw 6 cards. I have to sit down. Now I'll draw 6 cards. And let's see what we're working with here. Allies are important, obviously, because they're allies, but they're not as important early on with Tony. Actually, here I've got a pretty good start. My problem is there's a lot of resources in upgrades here, and I guess I can get this down and this down probably. So 2 with a minimum hand size of 3, but then I'm sitting with a 3 cost armor to get down on the board. So we'll figure it out. We'll see. I am obviously going to keep all these and just draw 2. And like I said, I'm looking for Pepper Potts, but unfortunately she's nowhere to be found. So I'm going to use his alter ego ability, draw 3 cards and keep one of them. So I guess I'll just keep the plasma pistol because that is a tech upgrade. And we'll see what we can do here. I could 1, 2, 3, 4 and get Nick Fury out to draw 3 cards. But I'm wondering if that's even really going to be all that worth it. Because Nick Fury isn't going to be able to chump block this turn, because I'm certainly not going to pop the villain right now. And so, and like to get an additional 3 cards for the cost of 4 and a body that thwarts for 2 just isn't worth it. So I think I'm better off, honestly, as weird as it seems, using Nick Fury as a resource. So first things first, let's get Powered Gauntlets out. And then we can get, we can get the Mark 5 armor out for 6 additional health. And then I'll keep the rocket boots because that's easy to get down. So I will be starting with a hand size of 3 and no Pepper Potts this coming turn. But it is what it is. I'm just going to really hope I can get her fast. But even then, I'll have hand size of 4 pretty quick, which is what Thor and Hulk have, which are, it's their main drawback. But at least it's better than 3. So we'll flip, and we will thwart for 2. Doink doink. And ready up. And draw up to 3 cards. What do we got? There's Pepper Potts that I can't afford to pay for. Okay. Well, this is already not going so hot. So now let's go up here. You got 1 on here. We're ticking him up by 1. When he would attack, place 1 infamy counter on here instead. And then I get my encounter card. So these go real fast. All in a day's work. Place 2 infamy counters on here. So he is pretty infamous already. And I am not feeling so hot. I would love to get Pepper Potts. I'm not gonna mulligan. I'm not gonna get rid of her. I can't. But let's use Powered Gauntlets and me attack for 2 just to try to keep these down to the point where when I'm ready to pop them, I can. This ticks up so slowly that I don't need to thwart it every turn with Iron Man because he thwarts for 2. So, all right, bear with me, people. It's going to be a bumpy road, but I'm drawing 3 now, and I can now afford. See, this is perfect. I can use Deft Focus and Energy to pay for Pepper Potts, and then use Pepper Potts to pay for Powered Gauntlets. She's just so good. She's just so important. And then I'm up to 5 hand size, and we're ready to rock and roll. So we'll tick everything up by 1 again. He's going to go to attack, but he can't because he's not a villain right now. And he's going to encounter card me. Hired Gun. When revealed, choose to either give him 1 face down boost card or 2 infamy counters. Usually when I draw Hired Gun, he's already in his other form, so I can't even give infamy counters. Honestly, until Iron Man really gets up and going, he doesn't put out a ton of damage, so it seems weird, but I am just going to give him a face down boost card, because I'm not going to flip down, and I should have an ally up to block his next attack. At least that's the plan, so let's go do what I said. Let's get, oh, actually, it matters the order, so I'm going to put that down and then that down to get Pepper Potts. Pepper Potts, you can generate the resources of the top card in your discard pile, so I get 2 resources from Genius. Now I get out my second Power Gauntlets. Oh, I forgot to give myself 1 health from Rocket Boots. So now, as much as I would like to, thwart, I just don't want to be dealing with this guy. So we will just Power Gauntlet for 1 damage each. And 1 damage from me to kill off the Hired Gun. Ready up, and now I get my 5 cards, and I act like a normal hero. So it's, like I said, it's pretty slow, but I like it more than kind of the way that I felt frantic playing with Captain America, which is not how you're supposed to feel. So again, he's going to go to attack, but he can't. So he's going to Criminal Enterprise and give me another encounter card. Payoff. It's just an extra. It's just a hazard icon. Now, I'm looking a little. I'm getting a little bit scared here, which is weird. Like I would love if I had my little arc reactor because then I could really keep both of these under control with my thwart, which is one of the things that Iron Man excels at. Um, as it is, I'm vulnerable to like an advance, especially with this face down boost card here. But I don't want to take an extra encounter card and basically beg for that to happen. So I'm in a little bit of an awkward situation with that coming out when it did, and me, having to finish him off last turn. But it is what it is. Um, so we are going to use Power of All of Us to get down Plasma Pistol, which is that new card I was talking about. Came with Venom, so it is restricted. So you can only have 3 out or 2 out at a time, but it's not max 1 per player. So I can have 2 Plasma Pistols out. Since he doesn't have any other restricted cards, it makes it a good candidate to just splash and get an additional hand size from. And also 1 ping damage helps. That would have helped me last turn because I could have pinged off the minion and then thwarted and not be in this situation that I'm in now. What I'm going to do, I'll use Pepper Pots to generate 2 resources from the Power on All of Us to play Haymaker, so 3 damage, just like I said, to keep this ready to pop when I want. I'll use 2 Powered Gauntlets. Um, Maybe I don't want both Powered Gauntlets. I don't really want him to... Well, do I want him to flip now? Because now I have this problem, right? So I'm going to be taking a big hit, because once I flip, he'll hit me with his indirect damage, and then a boost card plus this, and I don't have anybody to take it for me, because there's no way I could have gotten War Machine out this turn. So I'm just at kind of an awkward position. I'm gonna get Adrenaline Rush out. It's just here, honestly, because it's an energy resource, and because once I get my um, once I get my arc reactor up, I can combo that into an extra 2 damage per turn or something, per playing that down. And it also thins out my deck, which is a good thing. So I'm not gonna pop him yet. I'm just going to I'm gonna get rid of this with my 2 thwart. And I'm going to take the risk that he schemes, that if he schemes, so be it. I made a mistake, and that is what it is. So let's ready up. Draw up to 6 now, so I'm now almost full Iron Man. There's my full Iron Man getup, and another Plasma Pistol, and a Queen Carrier. This is good. So, alright, we'll take everything up by 1. See, I'm already on turn 5, but man, does Iron Man do a lot of damage really fast. So, take this up by 1, because he would go to attack, but he can't. And is this advance? It is not. It is another payoff. Cool beans, I guess. So 2. I will certainly flip up this turn, probably play Mockingbird to take a hit. Because I can't risk this happening anymore. So I really wish I had Arc Reactor. Arc Reactor is so important for him, but let's just do this because I know I'm going to do it. Let's get... So I can probably get both the helmet and Mockingbird down this turn, but I'll have to at the expense of Queen Carrier. Queen Carrier is really useful for him for finishing off games quickly, because it just always activates his rocket boots. But I don't think I can get Queen Carrier down and Mockingbird and Mark V. First things first, let's do Pepper Pots to get that resource to use the Mark V. Let's use that to get rid of a threat. And yeah, I mean, I'll hold on to it. It's not that big of a deal because he gets so many cards. So 1, 2, 3 to get Mockingbird out. So that will stun Mr. Osbourne. And she'll start with 3 health. Now, so yeah, I'll just take the indirect damage. There's a lot of sneaky things you can do to try to get around the indirect damage from flipping him, but it's honestly not really worth it. I'll just take 1 on Mockingbird and 2 to the chin, and because I just have so much health as Iron Man, and he's stunned, and I have Mockingbird to chump block, so I can buy myself plenty of time. So let's use the 2 Powered Gauntlets to finish off Criminal Enterprise, which then flips, and then we start with 2 State of Madness counters. I wish there was some way to interact with this to give it more, kind of like you do here, but it's okay. So now we flip Norman Osbourne into Green Goblin, who is still stunned, but when revealed, deal 3 indirect damage to each player in hero form, which is me. So I'll take 1 here and 2 here. I'm only doing that because I would like to thwart for 1. Keep that a little bit under control. I can thwart it next turn. And that does it. So now I'm basically full Iron Man mode. It just took me a few turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6, which means I get to draw 6 cards. And there's my arc reactor. We can get Ironheart out. We can get, yeah, this is going to be good. Especially since we could use the Power in all of us to get Ironheart out and then Pepper Potts plus something to get the Queen Carrier out. And life's looking pretty snazzy. So, alright, we're going to tick this up by 1. Tick. He's stunned, so he can't attack, which this boost icon's still sitting there, but that's fine. Now he's got 1 encounter card, and that's the Hydra Soldier. When this minion engages me, I can't attack the villain. 4, and when defeated, give me an encounter card, which is really annoying because he has this encounter card that I always draw like a ton. I mean, I guess everybody does because it's a relatively small encounter deck, but it's all in a day's work where he removes both of his State of Madness counters and immediately flips back to Norman, and so you end up just taking a lot more indirect damage, and that's why I had a hard time keeping things clean with Cap. Versus I honestly just have this huge sponge of HP and Iron Man. So yeah, now it's back to me. I am going to do what I said I would do. So let's do Power on all of us to get Ironheart out and draw a card. We will use Pepper Potts plus a Pulse Grenade, which I just included because it's an energy and it's additional damage to kind of rush him down. Use those 3 resources to get Queen Carrier down. Yeah, so I'm going to use the Queen Carrier as a science resource. Spend a science resource to gain aerial, which means that these now do 2 damage each. So I will ping ping, deal myself an encounter card for killing him. I mean, arc reactor is just so important. As much as I'd love to like repulsor blast right now, especially considering I have pretty much all my upgrades down except like rocket boots, I'd love to get some real damage off on him. Let's give Ironheart some health, but I don't want to rush it. I'd honestly rather have endurance down. Well, I can't even do it anyway. So 1, 2 to get arc reactor up. So now let's do our little swivel thing. So 1, 2, doing doing, and then I'm just gonna ping him for 1. I'm not gonna bother using that. Like I said, I'll use that when I can devote my entire turn to attacking him. I'll plasma pistol for 1 to just slowly chip him down, and then we have Ironheart. I'll just use her to get rid of a threat, because that way next turn I can swivel and use an Adrenaline Rush and get this back in my discard so that I can, it won't work because I'm drawing up to 7 this turn. Well. And then, oh, actually no, I won't use Ironheart to do that. I'll use her to do a damage, and then I'll use my Mark V helmet to thwart the threat. So, but I am going to keep Endurance just because it's honestly really important for him to get it up because I'm just face tanking a ton of indirect damage. So I'll ready everything up, draw my last 6 cards. In all likelihood, between these 3 encounter cards that I'm going to have, he's probably going to, all in a day's work me. So now he's up to 7 turns. Like I said, I'm just not going to go for speedy. I want clean. So now he's going to go to attack me with his additional boost card, which Ironheart will jump in front of. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he has a boost. Remove 1 madness counter from this. So bye-bye to Ironheart. Bye-bye to Ironheart. And now I get my 3rd encounter card. And we've got Caught Off Guard, discard an upgrade, or support I control. I'm not that attached to Adrenaline Rush. All in a day's work. There he is. So now he's flipping back to Norman Osbourne, which means I now have to take the indirect damage again. Take that back up to 2. And then our 3rd one is Hydra Regular in Site 1 on the main scheme. And that's that. So this is definitely going to be even slower than most of my prep games were, but what are you gonna do? What can I get down for 2? I can play Supersonic for 2. Because I always love to get, I want to get as much benefit from Pepper as possible. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna use this to activate our boots. We will use Powered Gauntlets to go pew pew, back you go into goblin form. I take 3 indirect damage, 1, 2, 3. We'll do this 2 damage to this Mr. Regular right here. We will thwart for 1. And now we will well, I can't supersonic punch to do that combo that I wanted. It's fine. I don't need the additional resources this time. I guess what I could do, okay, no, I could still do it. So I can use strength to play down Stark Tower. Not that I ever plan on being all through ego. To get down Stark Tower, and now I will use Pepper Pots for these 2 resources to do 7 damage with supersonic punch because I'm aerial. 5, 6, 7. Now I can get up my last rocket boots and an endurance if I want. Or I can finish off this form, almost assuredly finish off this form with a repulsor blast. I mean, 1 additional health and getting a science resource out is important. So 1 additional health for me from rocket boots. I mean, I'll probably cycle back through. I have another endurance in here somewhere, so let's do it. Let's pop repulsor blast. So this does 1 damage, and then I discard the top 5 cards in my deck. It does 2 damage for each additional energy resource. So currently 1 damage, 2, 3. Oh my goodness. So only 3 damage. 2, 3. Thankfully for me, unfortunately I lost Genius out of that, but fortunately for me, I can doing, and I'll arc reactor this. But now I gotta now we advance him. He does 4 indirect damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I'm exactly at my 100% hero score, which isn't great, but tis what it is. And with my final damage, I have 2 damage I can do. 1, 2. 1, 2. I should be able to finish him off next turn or the turn after. So in 9 turns. Hopefully I can get some allies out so I have a little bit of extra hero score. But tis what it is. Draw 7 cards because I'm Iron Man. Dang it. Get a plasma pistol down. Haymaker him. There's my Spider-Man I can get out. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. It's unfortunately not what I wanted to finish him off, but it's fine. Alright. So, good thing I do still have Mockingbird. Tick. Tick. Now he's going to attack. Mockingbird will defend. He's going to do 6 damage to her. Get my encounter card, and it's Shadows of the Past. Ooh! That didn't come out at all during my play testing. So there's Whiplash, there's that. Let's shuffle his stuff in. So what do we have here? We have 3. Place an additional 1 per player here. We got Whiplash, retaliate 1, deal 1 damage to the attacking character. That should be okay. I can just use Miles Morales to kill him this turn. Alright, so we are going to use Power on All of Us. Well, first, okay, we're going to use Adrenaline Rush and Power of All of Us to get Spider-Man out. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to give him +2 attack this turn as he comes from my hand and kill Whiplash instantly. To deal with his retaliate nonsense. I'm going to use Pepper Pots to use Power of All of Us to play Haymaker to do 3 damage to Green Goblin. So we will, I don't really care about getting these down anymore, so I'll use this to get Rocket Boots. I'll use one of these to get down my extra 3 health to kind of bolster that up. Hopefully he doesn't break me this coming turn or like unwind, because then I have to take an additional 4 indirect damage and things get messier again. But anyways, we will thwart for 2, arc reactor, thwart for 2 to get rid of the 4 on imminent overload. And this is just kind of sitting here, and then we have these 1, 2, 3. Oops, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will use this for the additional damage because why not? Also, it's another energy resource that goes back in here, which is good for my repulsor blasts. And get rid of that because of the damage. Thwart for 1, and it's a decent turn. Hopefully I can finish him off this turn in 9 turns total. So we'll draw 7. Now the problem is actually, okay, I got Supersonic Punch. I don't need to Repulsor Blast to kill him. So I was talking up my Repulsor Blast, and they've been pretty bad. It's was literally 20 out of my 40 cards have an energy resource on them. Um, but I won't need it to finish him off. I can just Supersonic Punch him in the face, assuming he doesn't flip back and do shenanigans. So tick, tick, and he's going to attack. Miles Morales will jump in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and as long as he doesn't all in a day's work here, I'm good. Hired gun. I can probably take care of that. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to give him a face down boost card. And now it's back to me to figure out how I can finish this boyo off. Well, first things first, let's use. Yeah, there's no way I was going to try to do fancy Pepper Potts things to get double energy, but the problem is if you pay for Supersonic Punch with the energy, you don't get it. That's fine. So I'm going to use energy to Haymaker to kill this guy. It's one of the few games you'll actually see somebody using Haymaker. Thwart for 2. Arc Reactor back. Use this to activate my boots. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now since I'm airborne, I can Supersonic Punch him in the face for a victory. So 1, 2 for Supersonic Punch for 7 damage. And like I said, we end up with an okay hero score. I think I started at 9, so I'm 2 above, which, you know, it's okay. I'm sure there will be people who have much better scores, but I'm pretty happy with this. Screenshot for luck. 9 turns, slow, but effective. So I will be right back with game 2. All right, we are back with game 2 of season 7, round 3. So if you've noticed, the deck list that I posted has a name of like Inconvenienced Iron Man or something, and that was because it's not because I'm inconvenienced by having to play him. It's because Iron Man kind of sees himself as an A villain, you know, like S tier, A plus villain who only deals with the big baddies. You know, as is evidenced by the way he talks to Spider-Man in Far From Home, I think. And here having to come and actually fight the risky business Green Goblin is just like honestly so below him. So he's just a little inconvenienced. So as you can see, I shuffled these up, and I was really bad at using the cameras. It just is not how I've been playing this, and so old habits really die hard. So let's hope we can get Pepper Potts down a little sooner this turn, this game. Drawn 6. I like keeping the power in all of us because that can allow me to get down a plasma pistol if I draw them. So I'm just going to get rid of these 3, and come on, Pepper Potts. Come on, Pepper Potts. No Pepper Potts. Okay. Come on, Pepper Potts. So I'm using his ability, and no Pepper Potts. I mean, I could Nick Fury looking for looking for Pepper. Um, like with 2 power in all of us is. This is looking a little gross. I managed to not draw. I drew 1 piece of tech. So I might even just have to use Nick Fury to dig for other tech. So I will take this, leave that there. That's honestly what I have to do. There's no way I can function with a hand size of 2. Nobody can function with a hand size of 2. So we will double power on all of us to get Nick Fury down and draw 3 cards. And there's still no deck. Holy cow. Okay, well, I may have to adjust my game plan. Thankfully, since I have Nick Fury out, he can actually do something useful and thwart away the 2, so I'm at a lot less danger of immediately losing because I'm staying in alter ego for 1 turn. But I mean, you can't control the way the cookie crumbles, can you? So we'll use strength to get Stark Tower down. We'll use energy to get Pulse Grenade down, and then we'll use this to get the helmet down, and I will stay in alter ego. So I'm going to use Fury to thwart for 2. And he's just going to go away silently, but at least he tried. He really tried to get me some tech, but he can only do what he can do, man. So that's my turn. So I'm going to discard that and draw back up to 6. And there they are. But of course I don't have the resources to play them anymore, but that's okay. So Norman Osbourne, tick up. Oh, so now we're on turn number 2. He's going to tick up. He's going to scheme for 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And as long as he doesn't advance, I'll be okay. And he advances. Scheming for 2, 4. And we already flipped this because I chose to play Iron Man and I got punished. Okay. Corporate acquisition starts with 1 threat. Oops, I don't need that. Well, what are you gonna do? Except not play Iron Man, because that's apparently what you gotta do. Alright. Now the cool thing is, with Stark Tower at least, I can use Rocket Boots as a resource and then get it back using Stark Tower, so it essentially counts as a double resource this turn. I just can't pay it all in one place, right? Getting Ironheart out would be nice, but obviously most important is getting these 2 out so I can do my plan of sitting in hero form and not getting schemed out on turn 1. So I'm going to do that. Powered Gauntlets out. Use Stark Tower to get Rocket Boots back in my hand. Gosh. Paying all these really nice cards just to get my tech up. Kind of sucks. And I guess I will thwart for 2. Ready up, that's hand size of 4. Okay. 1, 1. Counter card. Oh, because he would go to attack me, but he can't. Hired gun. Give you a boost card. 1, 2, 3. I mean, I could haymaker, but I'm definitely not going to. So, yeah. Deft focus and haymaker to get down powered gauntlets. 1, 2, 3 to kill off the hired gun. And we'll get rid of haymaker. Ready up, and now we can drop to 5. There's Pepper and all of my plasma pistols. Oh man. Okay. Tick, tick. Gonna attack but can't. Tick. Counter guard. All in a day's work. +2 on this. I mean, I guess I'm not really in a hurry to flip him right now. So, well, we will use these to get down. Oh, okay. I can just getting rid of all my plasma pistols to get down Pepper. Use Pepper to get the resource to get down Endurance. 1, 2, 3. So I'm still at hand size 5, but I just wanted to get that Endurance out, honestly. And Pepper is just so important, as we saw. Oh, I forgot last turn to use the helmet. So I'm going to pretend like I used that last turn, and I used it this turn. Swing for 1, 2, 3 to try to keep this closer to what I want. Draw back up to 5. There's the armor. I'd love some of my double resources, but they're all buried in here. 1, 2, 3 to get that down, and then okay, I can get down both of these pieces this turn though, so it's not a big deal. Tick. Oh shoot, this should have ticked up by 2 last turn. So it's still sitting at 1. Now it's ticking up by 2. He's gonna go to attack, but he can't. Look out. All in a day's work. I'd rather get them here, honestly, than when he's in Green Goblin form, because, once he's in Green Goblin form, we can just beat him down ruthlessly and get a really crappy score because we advanced to the second scheme because we're dumb. But, all right. So, Pepper Pots for 1, 2, 3 to get down the armor for 6. And then this to get down the boots for 1 more. We will mark 5 helmet for 1, thwart for 2, 1, 2, and draw back up. Now I'm Iron Man. I've got my 6 upgrades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can draw up to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need one more. And we get an encounter card. And we'll take up 1, 1, 2. He's going to go to attack, but can't because he's Norman Osbourne. And now I get a second encounter card. First one is he attacks me, but he can't because he's Norman Osbourne. Second one, Hydra Patrol. So 2 threat. When I defeat it, I have to get a Hydra minion, which isn't obviously that big of a deal, but alright. So let's get our arc reactor down. To complete our suit, we now have every single piece of Iron Man armor out. We will use pepper pots. Do I want Spider-Man out? Actually, I think I do, because he's at 6. Okay, well, first things first, let's keep things clean. So 1, 2 to get rid of that. Now I have to get a minion. So I want, actually, is it when revealed? Oh, it puts into play. So I definitely want the one that incites. So I want the Hydra regular because I don't get the incite from it because that's only when revealed. Do I have any science resources I can use? I mean, if I don't want to play Nick Fury, which I think I'm going to play Spider-Man instead. So, okay. So I did that. We will ready up using Arc Reactor, thwart for 2 to keep this clean. And we will use Nick Fury as a science resource to activate my boots. Powered Gauntlets for 2 damage to kill Hydra Regular. Powered Gauntlets for 2. And I could I really don't want to waste Repulsor. But, oh, that's what I can do. So I will get Mr. Miles Morales out for 3 health. I will swing with him because I'm giving him +2 attack to get rid of all of these now and flip him. So now I'm at 20 health, which is pretty great. Since I'm already going to chump block with Spider-Man this coming turn, I don't mind taking 1 indirect damage for him and then 2 here. And now we're Iron Manning. It just took a little bit. 1, 1, 2. And he's going to attack. Spider-Man will block for 1, 2, 3. 4, remove a State of Madness counter. 4 damage. Killed Spider-Man. You killed Spider-Man, you bastard. And deal myself an encounter card. And this is Oscorp. I'm really glad this isn't a boost icon, because it's like randomly, like, overall this scenario doesn't have a ton of boosts, and then randomly you can just get hit with a 3. It just is like, yikes. So, oh, I forgot to draw 7 cards, because I am Iron Man. Okay. This is a little weird, but okay. Alright. Not really what I was looking for. I'd love to have like Quinn Carrier or something else in here that's useful, but it's okay. We'll have clean board except the scheme thing. So first things first, thwart for 2. Ready up. Get over there. Thwart for 2. Let's get use the power of all of us to get Plasma Pistol out. 1, 2, 3. Pepper Pots to get this 2 resources to play Haymaker for 3 damage. I don't have any science resources here at all. Did I have any at the beginning? No, because Spider-Man was the last one. So I won't even be able to get the additional damage from these. The helmet's just kind of chilling there. So actually what I'm going to do is I will say that I did 1 damage with this, and I thwarted 1 with the helmet. So I just am allowing that to sit there with 1 more because I need the helmet to do something. 2 damages from that, 1 damage from the plasma pistol. Well, I'll save that. So because what I'm going to do is here I will use Deft Focus to pay for Repulsor Blast. Gosh, I'm definitely going to discard Quinn Carrier or something and be really sad. but this round is already scuffed anyways with that turn 1. So I'm going to play Repulsor Blast for 1 damage, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. It's a good thing I saved things because that is going to advance him. Now, when he's revealed, I take 4 indirect damage, which I'm okay with. I also just realized I don't have any allies to take any hits, so this turn is gonna hurt. 1, 2, 3, and now we'll Haymaker for another 3. Now, the real question is, do I want to flip down? So essentially, I mean, it's actually not the worst idea in the world to flip down here, because that way he just automatically he gets rid of his Sam Menace, he flips back, and then all I take is 4 damage, versus he's going to attack me for 4 plus boost, and I'm unprotected. So, it seems weird, but I am actually going to flip. Already up. I know, actually, it's funny. I start now with 6 cards instead of 7 because I'm an alter ego, which is funny. Okay, good. There's Queen Carrier, Supersonic Punch. I can probably finish him off this coming turn with Supersonic Punches. Oh, yeah, almost definitely. Okay. So, let's give him his turn. Tick up. Tick, tick. He's going to go to attack, but he can't. So he removes that. Flips back. Flip him back. And I get an encounter card. And it's a Hydra regular, so it incites 1. Not a big deal. 2 damage. And here we go. So I'll use my alter ego ability. 1, 2, 3. I will keep Repulsor Blast because, as we saw, it can do a lot of damage. So I only have 2 cards here, so not as many. Oh, I can also use Stark Tower to get my upmost. Is it upmost or? Yep, topmost. So the topmost tech upgrade. This surprisingly isn't a tech upgrade. It's just a weapon, but I do get the plasma pistol, which is an additional resource. And now we're gonna flip over. We'll do our swingy thing. So thwart for 2, ready up, thwart for 2. And we will, I can probably, okay. So I might get Ironheart down literally just for extra 2 health for hero score. Yeah, I'm going to do that because that's not even going to hurt me that much. I'm going to draw a card with her. 1, 2. And now I can go airborne using the Queen Carrier as a resource. I mean, yeah, it really doesn't matter how I play this now. There's no way I'm going to screw this up. So I'm just going to use the Queen Carrier as a resource to go airborne. 1, 2 to kill the Hydra regular. 3, 4. 1 because why not? And now use Pepper Pots plus Haymaker to do a Supersonic Punch for 7 damage. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we will finish him off with another Supersonic Punch. So obviously I paid the Iron Man price for choosing Iron Man because that first turn was horrific. I mean, there was no way it would have taken an additional like 6 turns. And the only way that went bad on me is if I drew one of the 2 advances in here. So it was just honestly unlucky. It was a calculated risk, and it was a risk I knew choosing Iron Man, who I enjoy playing. So it's okay. It's okay. I'll redeem myself in the expert rounds or something, but I'm going to go get ready for the 3rd game. All right, we are back for the 3rd and final game. Now that I've completely ruined my score. But, you know, it was really fun to go full Iron Man, even despite that. You know, like I said, keeping it nice and clean, you know, 0 threat, nothing on the board. And it was, you know, I overkilled him. I had plenty of ways I could have done a lot more damage in that last turn. Iron Man's just a lot of fun. And, you know, sometimes you get Iron Man and lose on threat on the first turn. So let's get into it. Game 3. Draw 6. There's a Pepper Potts. Nick Fury. Endurance, Haymaker. Now the real question is if I keep Plasma Pistol. I do because it's a tech upgrade and I do have 2 power and all of us is in here. And worst case scenario, it's a resource to play down Pepper. So we'll draw 3. There's the power in all of us. And now I'm going to draw 3 cards. I'm going to use this ability, draw 3 cards. And keep, sure, that one. None of those are useful. It's more just a device to cycle. So we will pay with these 3 to get Pepper down. We will power on all of us to get Plasma Pistol out. 1, 2, 3. Use Pepper to get the helmet out. We will flip. Get rid of 2. Ready up and draw 3 cards. Hey, there we go. We can even get Spider-Man out this turn. But I can't get Spider-Man and the Rocket Boots out. Huh. Spider-Man's a lot more useful when I'm ready to flip him, but I need the Rocket Boots, obviously. Oh, also, I'm going to use Plasma Pistol to do 1 damage, because just keeping an eye on these and keeping them controllable is very important. Alright, so here we go. Turn 2, tick up by 1. He can't attack, so he's going to tick up this by 1, and deal me an encounter card, which is Collapsing Bridge. It's just 2 threat, and means I can't thwart the main scheme. No big deal. Back to us and our beautiful turn. I mean, what I'm going to do, because I do want Spider-Man out, I'm going to use this to get down Rocket Boots. Give myself a health. Now, do I really want to hold on to Spider-Man? Like, I would love to use Power on all of us plus whatever extra card I draw to get Spider-Man down, but it's probably dumb. I probably just, since I'm trying to set up quickly, I probably don't want him. But also, 2 of my allies are already gone, so really I've just got like Ironheart, War Machine, maybe 1 more in here to kind of chump block for me once I flip. I don't have Mockingbird anymore either. She's already down. So it's a little iffy. First things first, let's get rid of this. And Mark 5 to get rid of that. I won't use Plasma Pistol to take this down. I'm going to do the questionable decision to hold on Miles. It's not like my game is going to go very quickly anyways. So I'm going to hold on to him and draw up 3 cards. There's that armor. So I could do this to draw Ironheart, draw a card, and then play down the Mark 5 armor. So, okay. So, tick, tick. He's going to go to attack, but can't. Counter card. Private Security Specialist. Guard 4 health. That's one of the reasons I didn't use Plasma Pistol there, is being able to chip away at him is going to be nice. So, my turn. Pepper Potts to use Power on all of us to play Ironheart to draw a card. Ah, there's my Power Gauntlets, which is actually, ironically enough, not what I wanted to see. I mean, it's fine. I can get, use these guys to get down Power Gauntlets. And now, can I do 4 damage? 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I can. So I can kill him this turn. So 1 damage from me, 1 damage from Ironheart, 1 damage from Plasma Pistol, 1 damage from Powered Gauntlets. Kills off the Security Specialist. I use the Mark 5 to clear that. And now we ready up, and we draw up to 5. So now I'm starting to feel like a hero. Ooh, Quinn Carrier. Oh, I want to be greedy, I want to be greedy. I'm going to be greedy. Oh, I forgot to take the health off Ironheart. So tick, tick, goes to attack, can't. Counter. What do we got here? Hired gun. I really love running into these, apparently, this playthrough. We'll give him a face down boost card, like always. And back to me. I am gonna be greedy. Because I'm not sure. Okay, is there a way I can get down something and Queen Carrier. So if I use her to plus this, plus Supersonic Punch, and this to get down Queen Carrier, I can use Queen Carrier to get this down just to get it out of my deck. And then I'm going to hold on to this. It's a little greedy, but this Queen Carrier is going to help us finish things out really quickly anyways. But now we have the problem where if we use Plasma Pistol to kill this guy, that's what I have to do. Okay, so instead of using Queen Carrier to play this, I'm going to use Queen Carrier as a science blue resource to activate these so that I can powered gauntlets for 2 instead of 1, finish him off with my attack, and then thwart with the Mark V. It's fine, I didn't care about having that down anyways, honestly. So discard this, back up to 5. Okay. It's a slow one. It's a slow one. One's gonna go to attack but can't. Look out. Hired gun again. Okay. Why do you keep making me do this to you, man? Can't you just learn? Stark Tower is not very important. Cool thing about using Stark Tower as a resource is that you get down Rocket Boots, get a health. Now I can use Pepper Pots to use this to activate Rocket Boots. Basically do the exact same combo as last time, where I kill him off. Mark V, keep it clean. And now I can use Queen Carrier and War Machine to get down Powered Gauntlets. And still holding on to this. It's really important because I'm going to take a lot of indirect damage. Ready up, and now I can drop to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, maybe I could have drawn an additional one last turn. No, I got down 2 pieces this turn. So now I'm drawing up to 7 now. I am now full Iron Man, almost. Where are all my double resources, man? Alright. Tick, tick. Goes to attack, can't. Tick. Encounter card. Hydra regular, Insight. And 2 health. This is starting to get a little annoying up here just because I keep having to deal with these boys, but it's fine. I haven't flipped to the second scheme, which is really all that matters. So we will use this as a science resource to activate that. Let's kill him with that. They will, thwart for 1 is fine. Powered gauntlets, 2. Pepper and pulse grenade to get down arc reactor. There's no way I'm going to get supersonic out this turn. 1, 2, 3 to get this down for 6 health. I am going to keep endurance because the additional 3 is going to be nice, and it'll prevent me from getting an additional encounter card this turn, which I honestly might want because I kind of want to see those All in a Day's Works come out. So I may toss it just to have to get the additional encounter card, as weird as that sounds. So now we will swing for 1. Ready up, swing for 1. Oh, oops. Those come off of there. I played this scenario way too much in the last 2 days. And like I said, I will pitch this to get all 7 of these. Ready up. Shuffle, give me an encounter card. Tick, tick. Gonna go to attack, can't. Tick, give me another card. Assault. So ticks that up by 1. Assault ticks that up by 1. Not exactly what I was looking for. But so it goes. Now here are all my double resources. Holy crap! All right, strength to get down plasma pistol. So now I have my maximum plasma pistols down, unless I were to use one, which I will. I will use that for 1 damage because I plan on using pepper pots to get done my other one. Now I have a bunch of resources that I don't want. So we'll use this to get our rocket boots up. How much health does he? Okay, so I will use both of my powered gauntlets to flip him. And he will do 3 indirect damage. But now he's vulnerable. I've got you right where I want you. Yeah. 1 damage. Ready up. 1 damage. 1 damage, 1 damage. Actually, we'll wait on these two because I am going to play Repulsor. So now I'm going to do Repulsor thing. So 1 plus, so 3, 5, 7, 9. Oop, okay, that'll work. So 9 damage to him on that, which unfortunately is going to be 1 too few to flip him, but that's okay. 2 plasma pistol shots. And Mark 5. Ready them all up, boyos. Drop 5. Hey, Mockingbird, perfect. It's like, I really need an ally. So, tick, tick. Oh, I forgot to count these. So now he's going to attack for a ton. Ironheart has been waiting here for her moment. So 3, 4, remove this from the boost. Nice, is that? Oh, okay. So now I remove this from the boost. So now, interestingly, there was an interaction where the attack wouldn't come across except for the number of boost icons counted, which under most circumstances it would actually result in it not doing any damage to Ironheart. But because of that huge stack, it's still going to do that. So anyways, he flips back to Norman. Storming Norman, and I get my encounter card, which is all in a day's work. So an additional 2 on that, not the worst thing in the world. And, this is already our slowest game, but it's okay. So I'm going to get Adrenaline Rush, use that plus that to pay for Mockingbird. Mockingbird's coming out with 3. I'm going to stun him. And we will go... I mean, hey, for once, War Machine looks okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 to pay for War Machine. Get him down on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we will go aerial. And we will ting ting. So get rid of these. Flip them. Thankfully, I'm only flipping the 1, so actually I saved myself some damage there. 1, 2, 3. And now we can ping him with well, not even with Mockingbird. We can literally just ping him with me to flip him to the next, to advance him. So now I take 4 indirect damage. I'll take 2 on Mockingbird because I don't care as much about her. And then 2 on me. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day because we're just counting total ally health and everything, but it makes me feel safer. War Machine, attack for 2. Mark 5 for 1. Me for 1. These for 1 each. Yeah, there's no way I can do 13 damage with my Repulsor Blast, so I'm safe to just fire this off here. So Repulsor Blast to do its Repulsor Blasty thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Get these guys into my discard. And ready up, draw up, flip, shuffle, and counter. So turn 9, up by 1. He's stunned, so he can't attack. Get my second encounter card. Hope neither of them is on a day's work. Private security specialist. 2 private security specialists. Okay, should be doable. I don't know exactly how, but I'm just confident in what Iron Man can dish out. So, all right. Well, first things first, let's do this to go aerial before I forget. Is that 2? I'm just going to thwart the 2 like that, because I know I'll have to eventually. I've been using that to kind of control it, but I knew that I would have to do the final swing with Iron Man there. War Machine can swing for 2. I'm pretty sure I'll have to use him at some point. This is so weird. So let's Haymaker to do 3 damage to this guy. Powered Gauntlets to finish this one off. 1 damage for me to finish this one off. Oops. And he is wide open for me. Actually, the question is, 1, 2. Oh, I didn't have to attack with War Machine. So if we bring one of these guys back out with 2 health, I'm just gonna, well, yeah, I'll just smack him twice with the plasma pistols, right? So, and this is important because it saves me 1 hero score. And now I can do fun things like a repulsor blast to try to finish him off, even though I can do it with supersonic punch. I just want to feel like Iron Man, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. So finished him off with a repulsor blast or one of my 2 supersonic punches. So there you have it. It's a different way to approach it. If I hadn't gotten really unlucky in that second game, I would have had a decent score. You know, long games with 8, 9 turns, but clean aside from the mishap. So thanks for watching. Let me know if I missed something in the rules or I misplayed something. I'll be happy to correct it for you, or at least correct it when I submit to Bear. As always, thanks Bear for putting this on, and I hope to see you guys next week for the first of the expert rounds, which we know will have Groot in it. So expert Groot against expert something, probably Collector 1 maybe, or Collector 2. We'll see, and enjoy.